everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's Brittany.
It's Brittany, bitch.
I know this is a different setting for you, but I just went to my library because it's open for pickup and drop off. So I finally picked up the books that I had on hold, and I think I have 8. 2 of the books I'm going to use for my Pride Month readings. I really wish there was more, but there could be more coming in the next few weeks, but I'm not really sure. The way my librarian explained it to me was, she says a lot of these books it's because they had it here at my exact library, but they're trying to get books home to their original library. So I may not get newer ones coming in from other libraries, because a lot of the books, like, obviously we have there's different branches of libraries, right? So all the books I picked up today are from my exact library, which is why they all came in at the same time. Except for one of them that I had on hold from before quarantine. And that one is from a different library, but it also has a shorter due date. The other ones are checking out for 6 weeks right now, which is crazy to me. I'm like, I appreciate that. So that's really good in terms for me, for my reading. And I'm trying to finish up other books from my friend Ariel. I did return a lot of her library books right now to the library because we're in the same library system, so I can still return books from other libraries. So the book that I had on hold before quarantine was The Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. This is obviously the 3rd book in the Folk of Air trilogy, and I'm really excited to read this. It should hopefully be kind of a quick read. It's even shorter than the first 2 books, honestly. It's like 300 pages. I'm definitely a little bit nervous about this because I think I know something is supposed to happen, because I remember I read it online by accident on Tumblr, and I just keep hoping. I think it's right. I just keep trying to like put it out of my mind. Like it never happened. It literally never happened. So I can't really talk much about this one because obviously there's 2 other books in the trilogy. Jude is a human girl who was basically stolen, and she now lives in the fairy world, and the fae hate humans, and they're rude and they're cruel, and I'm assuming she might become a queen in this one. We'll see. I can't really say much else about it, but go check it out. The next book is The Loneliest Girl in the Universe. This book I just kind of like had on my radar for a couple years, I think. I'm just really excited to read this because I love shit about space, and basically a girl, I think her name is Romy. Yeah, her name is Romy, and she's been living in space like her whole life, but then her parents tragically died, and now she's basically alone on a spaceship is what I understand. And then she was alerted by NASA that there is another spaceship. So I think it's just like her like finding other people basically in space is kind of how I'm thinking this is gonna go. Romy begins exchanging messages with Jay, the commander of the Eternity, and her friendship with Jay breathes new life into her world. But as the Eternity gets closer, Romy learns there's more to Jay's mission than she could have imagined, and suddenly there are worse things than being alone. It sounds like my kind of story. Also, I love how like short a lot of these books I currently have are. I'm really looking forward to that because I feel like I've been reading some really long books lately. I don't know why I'm feeling that way, but I'm definitely just feeling that way. So after reading like my thrillers this week, I was like, wow, most other books are actually really short compared to some of the ones that I pick. 3rd book that I picked up is Vox, and basically it's set in the United States in which half the US population has been silenced, and it's the harrowing, unforgettable story of what one woman will do to protect herself and her daughter. On the day the government decrees that women are no longer allowed more than 100 words per day, Dr. Jean McClellan is in denial. This can't happen here, not in America, not to her. Interesting. I'm hoping this is like a little The Handmaid's Tale-ish, so we're gonna find out, but I've had this on my TBR for a while as well. I've had most of these books on my TBR for quite a while, and I'm just finally getting around to them, but I love some of the science fiction-y stuff. I don't know, this is just categorized as fiction, but it's interesting. The 4th book that I picked up is The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. I don't really know actually too much about this. I know that's kind of like a coming of age story with a young girl. I think she's like 13 and she moves to Alaska, and I'm not sure if her dad is like abusive or what. I'm trying to find out. Blah blah blah. We're gonna find out. Basically it says it's the unforgettable portrait of human frailty and resilience. This one is a little bit chunkier. I spoke too soon. It's almost 450 pages, and there's really tiny writing in this one. So I spoke a little bit too soon, but this was, I believe, like a winner last year of historical fiction, I'm pretty sure, for the Goodreads Choice Awards. So I'm really excited to read this. This looks very weathered already, so I'm sure it'll be good. The next book is The Poppy War, and this is a very, very popular book on BookTube, and I just have to read it, okay? So I'm really excited. It's basically about a war orphan, and as far as I know, she's just fighting the Republic. That's all I really know. That's all I really care to know. I'm trying to know as least about the books as possible, because I find sometimes I just enjoy it better, because I don't really know what to expect, but I'm expecting a Katniss-like character, so that's what I'm hoping for. This book is Red Rising, and this has been very weathered over time. My God. People said this is reminiscent of like the Hunger Games and Game of Thrones. I really don't know too much else about this other than it's kind of like dystopian. And I'm just really stoked for that, because that is totally my jam, and this has really good reviews from most people that I know that really seem to enjoy this, so that's what I'm hoping for. By the way, I really hope my car isn't too loud, but I had to turn it on because it is way too hot in California to not have my car on right now. It's been over 100 degrees all week, so it has been a struggle. Today actually is supposed to be, I think, only like 90, but it's already like 85 degrees. I need to have the air conditioning on. So I really hope I've been keeping it on really low, so hopefully you can actually hear me over this, but we're gonna find out. The 7th book is Wilder Girls, and this is a very anticipated novel for me. It is not only LGBT, but it's also like body horror-ish, and as far as I know, it's kind of like Lord of the Flies, but with girls and body horror, and LGBT relations. Everyone I've seen on BookTube so far has actually given this 5 stars, so I'm really also hoping for a 5-star. Also, like, this cover is definitely a painting, but it's gorgeous. This is beautiful. I don't really want to know much else too. Like, I'm really stoked to read this one. It's been 18 months since the Raxter School for Girls was put under quarantine, since the talks hit and pulled Hetty's life out from under her. So, also, we just technically are still kind of in quarantine. We're kind of out of quarantine. Here in California, we just lifted our shelter in place in my city, one of the last ones, even though we have like the lowest rate. I'm really excited to read something about obviously like a quarantine. I was like, fitting. So this also is one of my Pride books for the month. So I only have a few now, unfortunately, because I really expected them all to come in. I also expected quarantine to end way earlier, like it did for some other states/cities, but ours did not end until like last week technically, and some places still aren't even open. The last book that I picked up is The Summer of Salt, and this is also one of my LGBT books, and I basically think it's just about, it's like 2 twin sisters, and there's magic in the family. It's kind of like magical realism. I'm not really sure what else it's about, but I just don't really want to know. This looks like another quick one. It's pretty short and has big writing. I'm hoping it's really good. Also, this is like hopefully a summary read, because it's gonna be June next week for my birthday. So I'll be making probably like a Pride book thing shortly, but I just really wish I had more to read, like more new ones, because a lot of the ones I have read that are good that I want to recommend to, I also don't have, so I can't like reread them, which is like such a shame. But anyway, those were my 8 books, okay? Honestly, coming to the library itself was just so exciting. Like, just sitting in the parking lot has been so exciting, because I love going to the library. It's like a thing for me. Like, I know a lot of people love buying their books, but like, I love going to the library for books. It's more satisfying than owning books most of the time. I don't know why. I also find it more motivating to read them, because if I have to return them in a certain time period, it's kind of more of a motivation for me, and that way I'll kind of like force myself to read books that maybe I wouldn't ordinarily want to finish. Because I know a lot of people, when they own books, right, like for myself too, like I keep them on my TBR for like way too long, and I don't read them, and I get other books. So that was my library book haul. I am so excited you guys got to see that. I'm freaking stoked that I got some new books, and I'm really excited to get started on Queen of Nothing after I finish the next 2 books I have planned for this week. Because the Queen of Nothing I've been waiting for since well before quarantine, and it was lost in transit, and then obviously they couldn't give it to us for 2 months. So I've been waiting for this book for literally months. So I'm super, super excited. So now I'm gonna take my Starbucks and I'm gonna go to my dad's house, and I'm gonna be reading for most of the day, and I'm gonna be trying to edit some videos going on / make some more video ideas. So that's my Friday, y'all. Thank you so much for watching this. Please like, subscribe, do all that fun junk, and I'll talk to you guys later, okay? Bye.